Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen Brown, and I'm a spiritual and empowerment author, healer, coach, and mentor who specializes in helping individuals reclaim their true worth and personal power, all to master their energy and manifest the life and relationships of their dreams. My motto is all change happens on the inside first, and when you change your inner world, you will change your life. This is a topic that is near and dear to my heart because I have been in this situation as well. And it was extremely painful. It was confusing. It was anxiety inducing. It was even depressing. It put me into such a low emotional and energetic space that I didn't even know if I was ever going to come out of it. But I learned a few things along the way. And these are the things that I try to teach to you all now to help you move the bar, to shift out of the situation a little bit quicker. Now, I'm going to be approaching this from a completely different level than you might have heard already. So I'm hoping that you stay tuned to the very end so that you get all the information that you need so that you can start yourself on the healing path so that you can attract a person to you who is available, who loves you, who adores you, who wants to be with you, who respects you, and who makes you a priority. At this point in the game, I am going to assume that you've already had all the conversations with your person. You have done your very best to get them to show up for you in the ways that you would enjoy and the ways that you need in a relationship. And they might give you a little bit, or they come on strong when they see that you might be pulling away and you're all happy because, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. And then they start to pull away again. Or they just stay just right outside your grasp where you're like, they're right there, but I can't seem to really make them mine and bring us into coupledom. And it's so frustrating and it's so painful. And I totally understand. So I hope that this information that I'm going to bring to you today is going to make so much sense to you that you can't help but start to change on your inside so that you can start to attract a different experience to you. First, what's important to understand is these people that you keep attracting, these emotionally unavailable people that you keep attracting that aren't quite committing to you, aren't quite taking the full plunge with you, are deeply wounded. Now, disclaimer, I call us all, everybody on earth, the walking wounded. We have all had our degrees of traumas and dramas and experiences that has led us to where we are today. We have formed protective mechanisms. We have formed coping skills. We have formed defense mechanisms. All of this is happening unconsciously. So even though your emotionally unavailable person might be deeply wounded in some capacity, it doesn't mean that they don't want a relationship. They just don't know how to be in a healthy relationship. That's one of the first and foremost things that you need to understand. This is no shade on them because they are human beings that have had human experiences that have taken root inside of them and is showing up in this way. So basically, the way they are showing up to this relationship or lack of showing up to this relationship is only a symptom that is presenting, that is manifesting based on something that happened in their past, whether it was their childhood or their not so distant past, because people can get wounded all throughout life for various reasons. So what you're trying to do is have this person show up and show up and show up quite literally in a way that they can't yet.
They just can't.
They haven't healed that aspect of themselves and they just can't. We can't just ask for it and then they're like, oh yeah, cool, here, I'm going to show up and be like this for you. It just simply doesn't work that way. So we're staying in a situation with someone hoping and praying that they're going to change when really they have no motivation to change. Now, here's something about human nature. Human nature says that when a human being is comfortable, then they're not going to change because human beings like what's familiar. So they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again with you. You might see maybe some subtle changes here and there, maybe some big ones,
but they don't stick.
And they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're watching this pattern continue as you keep suffering. The problem is because the pain of staying the same has not yet outweighed the fear of the unknown, the fear of change, because human beings are wired to not want the unknown, because back in our reptilian brain days, that meant danger. So humans like to stay with what's familiar. So they're going to stay in that place that is comfortable for them, but highly uncomfortable for you. You don't like it. You're suffering over here, but that doesn't matter because their brain is taking care of them. And here's the clincher, and this is the hard truth. But the longer that you stay with them, the more comfortable they are going to stay, and they are not going to change. However, when a person finally decides to leave that relationship, I have seen one of two things happen. One, the pain of the person leaving the relationship kind of snaps them out of it, and they realize they're going to lose something really good, and they start the healing journey and they start to work on themselves. Or they are still so stuck in where they're at that they just wave goodbye as you leave and they change nothing. Now, here's what's even more important. And this is the part about you. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. And we will keep attracting the same experiences to us over and over and over again unless we heal some aspect of ourselves. So the truth is, you keep attracting these type of people because your energetic frequency is matching theirs on some level. Your level of wounding, although it may be different, is attracting them on the same level. That's why this pattern repeatedly happens. So you will continue to attract more of these type of relationships until you're ready to do your healing work. Because there is something inside of you that is not only attracting them, but is keeping you there. That's what's most important to understand. Because I bet you've tried to leave and you couldn't, or you tried to hold a boundary and you couldn't. And somehow they always sucked you back in. And here's the thing, they will keep sucking you back in because they're getting their needs met in this relationship and they're not really caring about your needs. So as long as they're getting what they want, like I said, they're comfortable, they're not going to continue the same pattern over and over again. And they're going to learn you. They're going to know how to manipulate you. They're going to know what they can do to suck you back in. This doesn't always mean that they're sinister or they're evil or anything like that. This just means that their brain learned how to get its way with you. So they're going to continue to do the same things unless or until you decide, this is the most important part, that you are worthy and deserving of more than just crumbs and scraps. And here's another caveat. You likely won't do the healing work that you need to do unless the pain of this outweighs the fear of the unknown. You see what I'm saying? Wounded attracts wounded, and both people are going to stay in this space until somebody says, I need better for me. I want a better life. This needs to feel better. This is too incredibly painful for me to stay in anymore. And I am going to turn my back on this and I'm going to walk in the direction of healing so that I can heal my inner world, change my energy, and then attract somebody from a healthier level. And I go into all of this healing work in depth in my book, The Recovering People Pleaser, a spiritual guide to reclaim your true worth and attract the love you deserve. You can find this book on all major book-selling sites, but I will put the link to Amazon in the description below. When you finally decide, and I mean you decide 1000% that you are worth more than that, what often happens is that you send a rocket ship straight up to the universe that says, no more of that. I am worthy of respectful, loving, kind, reciprocal love. And guess what you will attract? A person who treats you that way. I often say that manifesting the life and relationships of our dreams is actually a healing journey because wherever we are at vibrationally, once we start to do our healing work, we will up level our vibration. And that's when we start attracting all those amazing things that we want into our life. I want you to know that I'm pulling for you, and I 100% believe that you have everything you need inside to heal and to stop attracting those type of people and to call in your forever love. Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the like button, and leave me a comment below. I'm totally open to answering any questions you have and maybe sometimes making a video on them. I'll see you next time.